Before the scroll, before the schedule, before your feet touch the floor. Pause, breathe deep, not because the night was kind, but because grace still is. This is not just another morning, it is a divine mercy. You may feel unrested, like sleep never fully came and the weight of today presses before the sun has even risen. But beloved, your weariness is not a barrier, it is an invitation. God does not wait for your readiness. He meets you right here, in the swollen eyes, the restless soul, the heart that still hopes, even while bruised. Psalm 63:1 declares, "Early will I seek you, my soul thirsts for you." That thirst is not weakness, it's worship. And God responds more to honest ache than polished performance. You are not disqualified by exhaustion. You are invited, not to do more, but to be still and be held. While you lay awake, God stood watch. While your thoughts spun in circles, His love stayed steady. The God of Psalm 91 has not stepped away. He is still the shelter you can dwell in, the shadow under which you can abide, even if rest never came. Let your first breath of the day not be one of panic, but of peace. Let your first thought not be of what you lack, but of who holds you. You are not your fatigue. You are not your restlessness. You are God's. And this morning He calls you, not to rise with strength, but to rise with surrender. Right here, in the sacred fog of beginning again, whisper, "Lord, I didn't sleep, but I still want to rise with you." That whisper breaks through heaven. That longing is holy. That is enough for now, because His presence is not earned, it is given. So step gently into this new day, not as the version of you who has it all together, but as the one who is still being loved back to life. You are not behind. You are being drawn. You are not forgotten. You are being held. Let Psalm 23 be your grounding. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Even in the ache there is restoration. Even in the fog there is favor. Let go of the shame. Let go of the pressure to perform. And breathe this prayer into the light. I am awake, God, not just in body, but in longing. And for today, let that be enough. Amen. Some nights don't just pass, they press. Time slows, but tension does not. You shift, you plead, you cry out for stillness, but your soul feels like it's standing in a storm with no shelter. The room is dark, yet your thoughts are loud. You close your eyes, but your mind replays fears like a broken hymn. And suddenly, it's not just insomnia, it's a spiritual battle. Because when the world sleeps and the noise fades, everything buried rises. Regrets, worries, wounds you thought had healed. And you begin to feel unraveled, like you're losing something you can't quite name. But beloved, this is not failure. It's the ache for God's rest. The enemy may whisper in the silence, "You'll always feel this way. God has gone quiet." But the truth? Psalm 91 says, "He who dwells in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Shadows mean there is still light. And that light, God's presence, is still with you. The cross ears are staring, but you are. Even if you didn't sleep a moment, God stayed. He hovered over your pain, counted your sighs, held space for your unrest. You are not alone in the ache. You are not unseen in the fight. You don't have to win every battle to be victorious. You just have to stay, and you did. That fragile flicker of faith in the night, that was worship. That whisper you offered with trembling breath, heaven heard it. Say this gently now. God, I didn't win the war last night, but I'm still here, and I still believe. That isn't weakness. That is devotion. That is the courage to keep breathing when your soul is tired. Isaiah 40:31 promises, "Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength." Not those who slept, not those who felt strong, but those who waited, and you, weary as you are still waiting. So this morning, do not clothe yourself in shame. Wrap yourself in truth. Your insomnia is not your identity. Your anxiety is not your future. You are not broken. You are being held. God didn't need your sleep to sustain you. He used this silence to draw near. You dwell in the shelter of the Most High, even when you feel like a battlefield. The shadows don't scare him. The war doesn't weary him. He is still your shepherd, as Psalm 23 says, guiding you beside still waters and restoring your soul. So let your breath be your banner today. I am tired, but I am still his. And that, yes, even that, is victory. In the hush of morning after a sleepless night, when the world is just beginning to stir, but your spirit still feels tangled, ask gently, what will truly steady me today? It won't be the scroll. It won't be the rush. It won't be your strength, because what aches inside isn't just tiredness, it's longing. You didn't just lose sleep, you lost your sense of center in the quiet hours of the night. And yet, even here, God's message today is peace, not the kind that depends on outcomes, but the kind that holds you regardless. Psalm 4:8 whispers it like a lullaby for the soul. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. That's more than a bedtime verse. It's a morning promise, not a peace you perform, a peace you enter. Because real peace isn't created by silence, it's carried by presence. And the one who was with you in the tossing is still with you now, calling you not to fix, but to dwell, to return, to root yourself in the quiet truth that you are not alone. Let your first breath be surrender, not strategy. Speak this softly now, like a morning prayer. God, I don't feel safe in my own thoughts, but I choose to dwell in you. That prayer isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It is the soul choosing stillness even while the storm has not passed, because peace is not the absence of anxiety, it is the presence of God, even in your unrest. So if your heart is still racing, if your mind is still on loop, let this be your anchoring truth. You don't have to feel composed to be kept. You don't have to be rested to be loved. God is not waiting for your calm. He is wrapping himself around your chaos. This is your sacred beginning, not driven, not forced, but gently led by a shepherd who restores souls, even the trembling ones. You didn't sleep, but you are still held. You are still wanted. You are still his. And today, you can rest, not in your ability to handle it all, but in the one who already holds it all. You can rest now, not in sleep, but in him. In the quiet that follows a restless night, there is a question more persistent than sleep. Where can I place my soul now? You've tried silence, you've tried deep breaths, but what aches inside isn't just your body, it's your being. You didn't just lose rest, you lost your rhythm, your grounding, your peace. Yet into that ache, Psalm 4 speaks with sacred steadiness. In peace I will lie down in safety. These aren't words for those who've conquered the night. They're for those who survived it, not because they were strong, but because God never left. This isn't just a morning prayer, it's a holy returning. Peace isn't found in the stillness around you, it's found in the presence within you. The world says you need to manage your emotions, master your routine, control your mind. But the psalmist says, peace isn't something you earn. It's something you enter. Not a performance, but a place. Not a goal, but a God. And to dwell in him means to stop striving, to root yourself where safety does not depend on how you feel, but on who he is. Whisper this with me. God, I don't feel safe in my own thoughts right now, but I choose to dwell in you. That's where the shift begins. Not with a sudden calm, but with a surrendered soul. Peace doesn't mean your anxiety vanishes. It means your fear no longer defines you. It means your morning begins not with answers, but with alignment. Not with resolution, but with refuge. Because safety isn't the absence of storms, it's the nearness of the shepherd in the middle of them. So if your breath is short and your mind still loops in worry, you are not a failure of faith. You are the very one God draws near to. He doesn't need you composed. He longs for you close. Let this be the prayer that grounds your morning, even if your night was sleepless. Let Psalm 4 be more than comfort. Let it become your covering. You may not have rested last night, but you can root your soul now, not in yourself, but in Him. And that, beloved, is peace. That is home. Some mornings aren't about rising strong. They are about not unraveling. When the night has taken more than sleep and your thoughts feel thin, you don't wake looking for energy. You wake longing for shelter. You don't need momentum, you need mercy. You're not asking for control. You're asking for covering, for something steady enough to hold your soul when you cannot. Psalm 91 becomes that shelter. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This is more than poetry. It's a promise, not reserved for the composed, but for the undone, for the wakeful soul that whispers God's name without knowing what else to say, for the one who didn't sleep but still chooses to seek. That secret place isn't far. It's as near as your next breath, and in it, you are not demanded to be strong. You are invited to be still. The shadow of the Almighty isn't cold. It's not despair. It's the soft veil of His presence drawn close over a trembling heart. Not a hiding from life, but a hiding in Him. When your mind spins, when anxiety tightens its grip, when the world's demands feel too loud, this shadow becomes your silence. This covering becomes your calm. You don't have to have answers. You just have to abide. Let your soul say it now. God, I abide in you. I don't feel strong, but I am still held. That isn't defeat. It's defiance against the noise. That prayer is your anchor. That whisper is your defense. Even if your faith is flickering, even if your words feel thin, His nearness remains thick with grace. Let Psalm 91 be your rhythm today. Not a verse to check off, but a place to return to, a sanctuary you carry within you. You are not moving through this day alone. You are walking covered, and the shadow you walk beneath is not one of fear. It's the shelter of a faithful God. This, beloved, is your anchor. Not your strength, not your resolve, but His promise. And today, that promise is enough to hold you, enough to steady you, enough to remind you, you dwell in the secret place, and you are safe. Let's pause now, just as we are. No need to explain, no need to push, just breathe. When the night has drained you and the day begins with a heaviness you can't name, prayer becomes the place your soul can rest before anything else demands your strength. This isn't about saying the right words, it's about being real. God doesn't require polish, He responds to presence. Father, I come to you not with answers but with ache. The night left me thin. The rest never came, and I'm starting today already spent. But you, God, are not weary. You are not far. You are not frustrated with my fragility. You are near to the faint, and today, that's me. Your word says, you give strength to the weary and power to the one with no might. I receive that now, not as a reward, but as a rescue. I'm not pretending I'm okay. I'm just inviting you into the places where I'm not. Come into my fog. Breathe into my fatigue. Cover the parts of me that still feel undone by the night. You were with me when I tossed, when I couldn't silence the swirl of thoughts. You stayed through every silent cry and unspeakable sigh. You never turned away. You hovered, you held, and now I ask, gently, humbly, that you do the same here, in this beginning, in this breath. Restore me, Lord. Not just with energy, but with anchoring. Not just with motion, but with meaning. Let your peace come where sleep could not. Let your spirit renew what my striving never could. I choose you today, not because I feel strong, but because I am safe with you. I lay down the weight of my worries, the pressure to perform, the fear of what's ahead, and I lift my eyes, I lift my heart, I lift this moment to you. Be my covering, be my calm, be my clarity. Let this morning prayer mark the turning, where fatigue meets faith, where anxiety meets assurance, where I remember I am not alone. Amen. And if you still feel tired, let that be holy too, because God does not bless only the strong. He meets the worn, the restless, the real. He is the God of the sleepless, the one who stayed through the night and walks beside you now. There is a promise in the pause, not of instant escape, but of steady exchange. Scripture breathes it into our tired bones. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. But waiting rarely feels like soaring. Sometimes it looks like sitting on the edge of your bed, too tired to cry. Sometimes it feels like going through the motions while your heart still begs for rest. And still, God is there, not after the wait, but inside it. This is the holy work of staying in the weakness, staying in the ache, staying long enough for grace to find you. Because renewal doesn't arrive with noise, it arrives with nearness. God doesn't ask you to fake joy or push through. He invites you to collapse safely into Him. He knows your frame. He remembers you are dust, and still He speaks. You're not disqualified by your tiredness. You're a candidate for my strength. So let the waiting become your altar. Let the heaviness become holy. You don't have to feel lifted to be carried. You don't have to rush the process to receive the promise. Speak this softly now. Lord, I wait on you, not as punishment, but as promise. Breathe into my places of depletion. That's where the shift begins. Not in your schedule, but in your soul. Not in what changes around you, but in what anchors within you. Further, in insidious commentary, you are not a burden to God. You are His beloved. You don't have to prove your worth. You just have to stay open, stay honest, stay present, because strength doesn't always come with movement. It often comes with stillness. And grace is not something you earn. It's the wind beneath wings you haven't even stretched yet. So today, walk slowly. Let your weariness be tender, not shameful. Let your pace be guided, not pressured. You're not late. You're not lost. You're learning how to be carried. And the God who spoke stars into being has not forgotten how to carry you. You don't have to fly today. Just stay in the presence. Just stay in the promise. Because even now, unseen and unfolding, you are being renewed. Some mornings do not begin with fire. They begin with fragility. The ache of a sleepless night still clings. The questions feel louder than clarity. And all you have to offer is your breath, your presence, your need. But this is where holy surrender begins. Not when you have strength to give, but when you have space to yield. Not when you feel whole, but when you admit you are not. And that kind of surrender, that is sacred ground. It is not giving up, it is giving over. Over the tightness in your chest, over the fear that hums beneath your thoughts, over the pressure to be enough when you don't even feel present. Surrender is the soul whispering, God, I can't do this in my own strength, but I trust you to carry me. And in that whisper, heaven draws near. You don't need a perfect prayer. You don't need a fixed heart. You just need a willing one. A heart soft enough to say, Lord, I surrender this day, not because I've failed, but because I know you're faithful. That prayer becomes your anchor. That breath becomes your offering. So breathe slowly now. Let this prayer become your posture. Father, I surrender. I let go of the things I cannot hold together. I give you the fatigue I can't explain, the worries I can't silence, the pressure I can't carry. I lay down my striving. I lift up my soul. Teach me to rest while awake. Teach me to walk through this day without needing to prove anything. Wrap your stillness around my chaos. Meet me in the quiet corners of my soul, not because I've earned your presence, but because I'm here, open and willing to be held. This is where rest begins, not with resolution but with release. When you stop performing and start trusting, when you stop bracing and start breathing. Surrender is not an interruption to your life. It is the way back to it. And even now, as you sit in this moment, not fixed but fully known, God is receiving you, not with demands, but with delight, not with pressure, but with peace. To walk gently, begin softly. Let your stillness speak. And know this, the one who holds the whole world has not forgotten how to hold you. You may have opened your eyes this morning feeling frayed, mind clouded, body aching, spirit barely stirring. But even in that quiet ache, there is a holy truth rising like breath in your chest. You are not your sleepless night. You are not your unraveling. You are being restored. This is God's message today. Not a command to get it together, but a gentle whisper of belonging. A reminder that He's not waiting for your strength to show up. He's already present in your weakness. Restoration rarely roars in. It comes like dew. It arrives in the moments you almost miss. The pause in your breath, the calm that comes out of nowhere, the peace that doesn't make sense. That's Him, moving through your tired places, not asking for more, but offering rest. Psalm 23 promises, He restores my soul, not after the chaos settles, right in the middle of it, right where the night emptied you, He's pouring back in. You are not forgotten because you're fragile. You're not passed over because you're weary. You're the very one He draws close to. And what He touches, He heals. What He holds, He mends. He's not rushing you past this moment. He's redeeming it. Even the broken parts, even the restless ones. Let this be your quiet agreement with His truth. God, I don't feel whole, but I trust that You are restoring me. That trust is not weakness, it's worship. It's the decision to root your identity not in how you feel, but in who He is. And He is the God who finishes what He starts. The God who never leaves what He loves in ruins. So breathe this promise into your being. You are still His. You are still held. You are still healing. And the night didn't win. It simply became the stage for God's gentle rebuilding. Let that truth anchor your morning. Not in performance, in presence, not in proving, in being. Restoration is already underway, not because of anything you've done, but because of who He is. And today ye walk not as the broken, but as the beloved in the process of being made whole. You made it through the long night. You've surrendered the ache, received the whisper of restoration. And now, before the demands of the day rush in, it's time to speak, not from fear, from faith, not from striving, from stillness. This is the holy pause before the pace begins, the sacred breath where you claim the ground beneath your feet. So declare this, not to control the day, but to consecrate it. I speak rest over this day, not as a hope, but as a truth. I will not be led by anxiety. I will be guided by peace. I do not chase the clock. I walk in the rhythm of grace. The same God who kept me through the sleepless night walks before me now. His presence is my peace. His word is my compass. His love is my strength. Let this declaration interrupt the noise before it starts. God, I invite Your calm into every conversation. I welcome Your rest into every decision. Let no pressure override Your presence. Let no worry outvoice Your wisdom. This isn't about pretending things will be easy. It's about preparing your soul to remain rooted when they're not. It's about choosing a posture that speaks louder than panic. You are not at the mercy of this day. You are covered in mercy for this day. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not scattered. You are being steadied by the Spirit who hovered over the waters and now hovers over you. Say it again, softly but surely. I walk in rest because I walk with God. That is more than a sentence. It's a shield. It's ascending. It's a new way to step into the hours ahead, not striving to survive them, but letting God sustain you through them. Let your inhale remind you, you are safe. Let your exhale remind you, you are led. And as you move into this day, move not with fear, but with the quiet confidence of one who is deeply, completely, eternally held. This is your sacred rhythm now. Rest is not your reward. It is your right, because He walks with you, because He is peace. And now, as this morning unfurls in soft light and silent mercy, walk gently. Not because the path is easy, but because you are not alone. The ache that lingered through the night does not disqualify you from peace. It invites you deeper into it. This is not a morning for rushing. This is a morning for remembering. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are beloved. And even if the strength hasn't come back, the shepherd never left. He has walked with you through the night, and He walks with you now into the quiet promise of a new day. Let your steps today be slow with purpose, not panic. Let your words be few, but full of grace. Let your breath remind you you are not carrying this alone. Peace is not a prize for the rested. It is the right of the surrendered. And today, your soul has surrendered. To speak this as you begin again, God, I trust you with this day. I will not rush. I will not strive. I will walk with you in calm. That prayer is your posture now, not of striving, but of steady trust, not of control, but of companionship. Let every anxious return be met with a sacred pause. Let every shadow be met with the truth of Psalm 91. You dwell under the shadow of the Almighty. Let every fragile breath become a reminder. He restores my soul. You are not being asked to perform. You are being invited to abide, to walk not with pressure, but with presence, to let the hush of surrender become the heartbeat of your day. To walk now, not fixed but filled, not hurried but held. And if you forget, return. If the weight returns, breathe. If fear tries to speak, whisper back, God is still here, and so am I. You are safe, you are seen, you are being sustained. Walk in renewed calm, because you walk in Him. And now, beloved, as the hush lingers and the light begins to stretch across the day, may you feel the nearness of the one who never asked you to be strong, only still. The ache beneath your ribs, the weight behind your eyes, the silent ache of feeling unseen. He holds all of it with no demand, no rush, just presence, just mercy, just the quiet miracle of being kept. Let every breath remind you, peace is not earned, it is given, like dew on dry earth, like calm in trembling hands. You are not what the night tried to name you. You are the one He watches while the world sleeps. You are not behind, you are being remade. So walk slowly now, cradled in grace, your spirit wrapped in softness not of this world. And may the last thing your soul hears be this: you are deeply loved, gently restored, and already held. You do not have to feel different to walk in peace. You only have to remember that peace isn't a place, it's a person, and He walks beside you. Psalm 91 says you dwell under the shadow of the Almighty. That means even in weakness, even in wandering, you are covered. So let today unfold, not in fear, but in faith. Let your breath be slower, your reactions softer, Let mercy lead you more than momentum. If the tiredness returns, if the anxiety circles back like a shadow, don't panic. Return, breathe, whisper again, God, I am still here, and so are you. That's not weakness, that's worship. That's the kind of faith that heaven honors. You are not your fatigue, you are the resting place of God's mercy. His strength is made perfect in your weakness today, and this morning as you rise from the ache of a sleepless night, remember, you are not disqualified. You are being renewed. This is not about rushing, this is about receiving. Not about striving to believe, but choosing to stay. Stay in the silence that restores. Stay in the promise that holds. Stay in the love that never lets go. Let Psalm 23 carry you gently. He restores my soul. Not when the pressure ends, not when the path is clear, but now, in the middle of the unknown, in the slow rhythm of breath and blessing. So take one more sacred inhale, and let this truth be the air you walk in. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are God's, and He is your peace. Amen.